I finally caught a Roadrunner on camera behind the gas station before I headed out. I would just like to apologize now for all the heavy breathing on this video. It was hot and a bit of a workout. I made it to the base of Crystal Mountain. This is a large wash between the camping area and the mountain itself. You can see all over up there, there's spots that are slightly lighter colored, and those are areas where people have been digging for crystals. There's a trail that goes up right here, and we're gonna follow it and check it out. All right, I made it to the first little ledge here after just a couple of minutes, and then about 5 or 6 minutes of catching my breath. You can barely see the motorcycle down there. Kind of give you a slow pan of what the area looks like. I said there's a lot of little camp spots down there. I'm not 100% sure if they're day use or not, but it's pretty nice out here, pretty secluded. All right, I'm gonna continue up the trail, which might not look like much on camera, but it is steep. All right, so I made it about halfway up. You can see behind me here, there are like little caves. Where people have been digging, following the quartz veins, looking for crystals. And I think from what I've heard, the only rule out here is you're no longer allowed to use any tools. So you just kind of scavenge around with your hands and see what you can find. So let's see if I can find some crystals. You can see this particular cave. I mean, it might be hard to see on camera, but it goes back in there quite a ways. I'm really not into rocks falling on me though, or getting stuck in a cave, so I will not be going in there. Still trying to catch my breath. I don't know if you can see or make out, but the rocks here are green and purple. It's very pretty. There are more caves here, or mines, I guess, into the quartz. This one goes pretty far down in there. I mean, it's almost as far as I can see. There's a hole down in there where people have been climbing in. That's probably about 30 feet. Oh boy. Whew. Now you can really see for miles out here. There's a lot of land, a lot of trails. You can see back behind me, that's the tip. There are people mining up there. I'm not climbing that far, but okay. So you can see here, this is just a little white piece of quartz, which is kind of what you're chasing. Found another little piece here that's got little tiny formations on it. Sometimes I also use a rock. I don't think that's a tool, technically. Well, wearing all black and riding gear might not have been the best idea, but because it's getting pretty hot. But I am here fairly early, so that was kind of the plan. Get here early, get out fast. It is a pretty cool spot. It's fun. There's people up here with kids. I haven't seen any snakes. Of course, I haven't seen a snake since I've been here, so that's good. Look at me, I'm a miner. Not. Coming to you live from inside a crystal mine. Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. As you can see, I'm just outside the little mine, and I was looking at the ground, and I think I might have found a little crystal. If you get really close, this one right here. It's kind of hard to tell if it's just quartz or a crystal. You can see it's got a little shape. It's kind of rusty colored, but oh, booyah! Look at that. I don't know, let's see if it'll focus, but those have got shapes and points. Little tiny crystal right there. Little cluster of them. And I was barely even trying. So this is everything I found in just a couple of light minutes of sifting through the rocks. And most of them are kind of rusty colored because of the minerals they were with. But you can definitely see some of them have a real nice crystal structure. You know, they might not be worth much, but I found them, so they're worth something to me. It's that easy. I just found them right here. And like I said, the spot that I'm digging in, you can see there's like a lot of red. So if I tried to clean the crystals up, it would probably clean right up. Well, time to hike back down the mountain. But this was fun. It was a lot of fun exploring these caves, mines, whatever. Ah, nice big chunk of quartz that somebody left. That's pretty cool. Made it to the bottom, crossing the wash back to the bike. That was fun. I found some crystals. Mission successful. I wanted to stop and show you that on your way out to Crystal Mountain, you pass this little informational center. Let's go check it out. Oh yes, information. All kinds of information. Ooh, I would love to find one of those. That'd be cool to see. More information. Probably some very useful information. Apparently you might come across old grenades or sinkholes or a row of tanks. Crazy. While I'm out here, I wanted to take a moment to give you an up-close look at one of these saguaro cactuses. I mean, they're pretty cool. Like I said, I'm used to the desert in eastern Washington, but we do not have cool cactuses like this. It's pretty much sagebrush, which is not that cool to look at. So let's get an up-close look at this thing. They're always a little different. They're all a little different. But I really want to just say I touched it. Okay, getting up close. Like I said, they're all a little different. Some have more damage than others. You can see that it looks a little damaged at the bottom. I guess that seems normal. Some of them are completely straight. Some have multiple arms. This one has a couple little stubby arms. Let's see if we can get a little closer here. It's pretty well protected. Those are some very nasty spikes. Let me see if I can get past them just enough to touch it. Oh, there, I touched it. It feels like a cactus, just as I expected. So that was the saguaro cactus. And just ahead of me here is what I believe is called a cholla cactus. I could look it up, but I'm just gonna wing it. Let's get up close to this one and see what it looks like. It's pretty big. Let's get in a little closer here and see. Very interesting. And just a little further over here is what I have been told is a teddy bear cactus, because they look so cute and fuzzy. It might also be called a jumping cactus, because if you accidentally bump into the little bulbs, they will stick to you. As you can see, this one is much more round and fuzzy looking, and I almost fell into it. This one's only a couple feet tall, but they get really big. And you can see here, there are some little pieces already laying on the ground, just waiting to stick to somebody. So I won't be touching this one. I see another cool looking plant over here, and I just want to say, do not take my word on what they're called or even what they are, because honestly, I'm just kind of guessing, or at least going off of what I think I was told, which could have been wrong. These tall spindly things, I believe they're called octilia, something like that. There are so many cool plants out here, cool desert plants. And I guess this is not the time of year, but in the spring, most of these have flowers on them, or some kind of bloom.